Hello, today I'm sharing some of my most used staple beauty products I reach for all the time and think are worth grabbing during the spring Sephora sale that starts tomorrow, Friday, April 4th for Rouge Tier, and opens up to everyone else on Tuesday, April 8th. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new, and let's go ahead and jump into these beauty staples I use day in and day out and think you'll love as much as I do. I typically start with complexion products, usually foundations, and I'm going to do that today, starting with Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation. Now, do I wear a full face of makeup every day and that's why I'm recommending this? No. This is probably my most consistently used foundation because of how versatile it is and how long wearing it is. I live in a very hot, humid environment, which makes it really hard to keep makeup on my face, which is one reason I continuously review so many foundations. I'm very hard on them because I have to be, but this looks perfect on me from morning until late at night or the wee hours of the morning, no matter if I'm wearing it in a sheer thin layer for a natural look or if I am a little more done and I have it built up to full coverage, still natural looking full coverage, but full coverage. I have an entire video on how to apply this so it doesn't look cakey. If you've ever had trouble with this, see that video. It's helped out so many people because I feel like the name suggests that it's going to look heavy or cakey, and it doesn't. It's a very beautiful foundation that's great for all skin types. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize if you hear some weird background noise. My dog is chewing on a bone, and that's the life circumstance that I'm filming with today. So this is also a great foundation to mix into other foundations. That's the other reason why I love it. If I have a lighter coverage foundation or a foundation that doesn't typically last a long time, I can mix this in and it just gives it more versatility. It can make foundations last longer or amp up the coverage a little bit more if need be. It's just a very versatile foundation that wears beautifully and perfectly from morning till night, and I have loved it for years and years and years. The shade that I have here is 2N2 Buff. For years I wore 2W1 Dawn, but I think I've gotten more neutral as I've gotten older. I don't know, Dawn started looking a little bit yellow, and I did add their pump, which you need to purchase separately. It's an option, but I like having a pump rather than a pour bottle. I can source that for you down below too. I always do a series of videos with different types of recommendations twice a year when Sephora does these big sales. I don't duplicate products video to video, but some of these products could easily fit into multiple videos. So just know that some of the products in this video could also be Sephora bestsellers that are worth your money. There may be products that are in my haul video that are also products that are beauty staples I use all the time that are also bestsellers worth your money. I try to divide them up the best I can. I'll have my playlist with all of my different types of recommendations linked up in the corner at the end of the video and in my description box, along with the dates, codes, and specifics of the sale itself. And every product that I'm sharing today, you can shop and save as many times as you want from now through April 14th when the sale ends. My favorite under eye corrector is no surprise if you've watched any video where I've talked about the under eye area. I've done a few recently. This is Bobbi Brown Skin Color Corrector Stick in the shade Bisque. I said this in one of my last under eye corrector videos very recently. People often ask me what shade of Bisque. It is just Bisque. The description of Bisque is pink Bisque. I think that's where people get confused about the shade. So this, oh my gosh, I just realized this is going to have to be in my haul too because that's all I have left of it. That's not good. So this is very hydrating, very creamy. It helps neutralize discoloration underneath my eyes in such a perfect way. Now it says it delivers 12 hours of waterproof, sweat, and humidity resistant correction, but I swear I have worn this longer than 12 hours and it's held up great. You can wear it alone if you want to wear it alone. I have had plenty of comments telling me that they wear it by itself with no concealer over it and it works just fine. It allows me to apply a nice thin layer that never cakes and just layers beautifully underneath any concealer I apply over it. And there are some nice ingredients in here also. I have a few correctors that I really like, but this has remained at the top for me for a while. Now, it should come as no surprise that Tower 28 Swipe All Over Hydrating Serum Concealer is in this video. I've been raving about this concealer since I first discovered it, but I have a second concealer in this video, the Westman Atelier concealer. I loved this also. The one drawback for me is the shade range. This is the Bobbi Brown Corrector in Bisque. This is Tower 28 in DTLA, and this is L4 in Westman Atelier. I just wish it was a little bit more brightening. The next shade was either too light or too yellow. I can't remember. It's fine. I make it work. So for everyday medium to medium full buildable coverage, this is still my go-to. And I just realized as I reach for this, I also need to add this to my haul. I'm running low, but when I want a little bit more coverage, if I'm just doing a little bit more with my makeup, I have been reaching for this a lot. They're both easy to blend, hydrating, creamy, and work really nicely for my dry textured under eyes with dark circles. They always look good. They wear well all day. They never cling to dryness. Tower 28 is still my most used, but this is coming in close. I reach for this a lot. Now, if you have very sensitive skin, sensitive eyes, I am always going to recommend Tower 28 because there are ingredients in here specifically for that, which I think is fantastic. But I've been loving both of these and they are definitely my most used. How many times am I going to say it? I'll stop now. In my under eye routine video, I also address setting my under eye so it stays looking smooth and my texture and dryness don't look exaggerated, especially as the day goes on. If that's an issue for you, definitely check that out after this video. Again, it's up in the corner and down in my description box, and I share how Pat McGrath under eye setting powder has been one of my favorite actually under eye setting powder for a long time. So I have it in both light, which looks white, but it's translucent, and baby pink, which is always out of stock. I'm still very confused about this, why this is not being restocked. It is a little bit concerning because it's kind of nice and brightening. The reason why I like this under eye powder so much is because it has this very sheer, finely milled, silky texture that doesn't build up or cake up under your eyes, and it gives a blurring, smoothing, soft focus finish. It has a very subtle brightening effect, but there's no glimmer or shimmer to it. It's just a very soft, really pretty, healthy sheen, I guess is what you would call it. So this is the white. It looks white when you first swipe it on, but as you blend it out, it just disappears. It's a really pretty powder for the under eye area that I've loved for a long time, and you can see exactly how I apply it because there is a technique to setting your under eyes. It's not just slapping it on with a brush or with a puff. I also want to give a very quick mention to Kosas Cloud Set Baked Setting Powder in the shade Airy. This is the shade that I have. Now, the reason why I want to mention this is because sometimes if I'm doing kind of a more done look, or if I have an event where I want everything to look really smooth, I do this under eye hack that I came across on social media. I have an entire video, I'll have linked above and linked down below for you, where I set with this first and then set with a little bit of Huda Beauty setting powder, which is my favorite face setting powder. We're getting to this in a minute, but I don't typically set with this on its own because it doesn't do enough smoothing for me on its own, and it doesn't keep me crease free underneath my lash line and at my crow's feet area out here where I tend to crease. But for special occasions, this is what I'm reaching for regularly as a first step. There's something about this baked formula that is allowing me to use it under Huda Beauty, whereas I couldn't use this as an under eye setting powder before because it's too drying for my under eyes. You can see exactly what I'm talking about in that video, but with this technique using both, which is crazy, but it somehow works for my dry under eyes, and I get a little bit of brightening from this, and everything is set and it looks beautiful all day. Don't know how it works, don't know why it works, but it does work for me. So this is my most used face setting powder. Huda Beauty Easy Bake in the shade Cupcake. There are other shades to choose from. It's a very lightly pigmented, silky, finely milled setting powder. I'm trying to set this down somewhere. It's not working. It's called Easy Bake. I don't bake with it. I just use it as a straight setting powder, but you can see how sheer that is. I mean, it's just beautiful. It blurs pores. So if you used a foundation and it just didn't come out right, your pores are looking deeper, more maximized, then you want this can minimize them. It has vitamin E to moisturize and strengthen your skin barrier. It has rice starch powder to absorb excess oil, and it has micronized powder to allow you to layer it without caking. I can actually blot with it right now. There are some setting powders that will cake and kind of be obvious if you try and blot with them later. Has that ever happened to you? It's so annoying. This just works so nicely, and you only need the tiniest amount of powder. Now, I'm not going to carry this around and blot with it, but it is possible, and they make small sizes in some of the shades if you just want to try it. I know some people that have smoother, younger under eyes use this under their eyes too. I only use it under my eyes if I'm using it with Kosas. Otherwise, it's too drying. I have normal dry skin around the perimeter, and I'm shine prone in my T-zone, and I'm able to set all areas of my face with it. Love it. There are certain products in this video that make me feel so repetitive and so boring because I keep recommending them to you in videos like these over and over and over again, but they are products that I use and reach for all the time. So this is Kosas Blush is Life Baked Blush in the shade Hype. When I need a blush that looks good with everything, it gives life to my face and is the right finish, the right sheen, and it's gonna last. This is what I reach for. I have a ton of blushes in my life and a lot that live in my vanity that I reach for on a day-to-day basis. But this is a go-to, a staple that I just don't have to think about. It goes with everything. It works perfectly with my skin tone, with anything I wear. It's smooth, it's silky. It gives me that natural skin-like radiant finish that's always flattering. It gives me that healthy flush of color. There are nice ingredients in here, and it just works. And so this is, I would have to say, my most used, most reached for blush on a daily basis, and I have no idea how there is still this much in here. I think because it only takes a small amount of product to get a nice flush of color, and I really appreciate that. It's almost a game to me to see how many more Sephora recommendations videos I can put this in. How many more seasons, Sephora sale seasons, is this gonna last? I hit pan so long ago on this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Bronzer, and I use this at least every other day. This is my most used day in, day out bronzer, and it is still here. It's not going anywhere. It's like the never-ending bronzer. I use it all over my face with a big fluffy brush. Sometimes I even contour with it because it's a nice neutral undertone. Did I say I was in shade medium? I love the big pan size because I can use a big fluffy brush and sweep it over my neck and chest if I want to do that too. Now, I remember when I first got this, when it first launched, however long ago that was, I thought, and I still think, this is a very giftable product because it comes in this nice, big, really pretty compact. It's also refillable, so you don't have to rebuy the whole thing. You can just pop in a new refill whenever it runs out, whenever that may be. It's very silky and kind of blurring. I think they say, yeah, there are microfine perfecting powders in here, and I find it gives a very sheer, natural looking warmth to my skin. It's never patchy. I don't have to tap my brush off first. It's so easy to apply. It also has hyaluronic acid, which I appreciate. So there are some decent ingredients in here, but I have some other bronzers I need to get to. I'm just refusing to stop using this until it runs out, which at this rate might be in 10 years. I don't know. It is a really great bronzer though, if you are looking for one, and just know it lasts forever. I'm pretty sure I recommended this same palette in the fall version that I did of this same video, but I'm still using this the most out of my other palettes because it's just very easy and neutral for everyday looks, and it is what I reach for the most. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette, and it's not because I wear mattes the most on a day-to-day basis. It's because I can reach into this palette when I'm doing other types of eye looks. If I need a brow bone highlight, if I need to line with black or brown, or if I just need a quick transition shade. Now, it is really great if I do want to do just a straight up matte neutral look, but it's very easy to work with whether I'm using it alone or using it with other things. I actually use the black and browns to line with very, very frequently. Now, I also wanted to mention for eyes, Merit Solo Shadows. I just shared how I use these pretty regularly in another video, an eye video I did very recently. I forgot to bring these up here. They're down at my vanity. I tried to bring everything I could, but I missed a few things. They're for very sheer, natural looks, and I find them so quick and easy to use. And when I'm getting ready very quickly and I just want something to even out the discoloration on my lids, I don't want to worry with a primer, I typically use either shade Vachetta or Studio. Studio being the cooler of the two, to neutralize the discoloration, and they kind of work as primers and lid colors all in one, because once you blend them out, they're set in all day. Now, if it's really humid outside, I will put a primer underneath, but they just work beautifully for me all day. I take a teeny tiny bit on the tip of my finger and gently tap it onto my lid and then blend it up and out, and that's all it takes. This is one of the easiest eye products I have for getting ready very quickly. I have a few other shades, but those are my two most used shades just because they're neutrals. They're very easy just to swipe on and go. The last time I did this video, I gave you several different shades of lip liners from different brands. It's kind of a tie between all of them. I couldn't decide. I'm not doing that with this one. I'm giving you one shade from one brand because I have worn Charlotte Tilbury Icon Baby more consistently than any other lip liner since I discovered it. It's described as a warm nude baby pink, but I swear there are some peach undertones in here. I would not describe this as a baby pink. This just goes so perfectly with all of my most consistently worn lip shades too. So this is Dance Floor Princess, which is what's on my lips right now. This is the combo that I'm wearing. This is a consistently worn combo that I absolutely love. And the reason why I love this formula so much, it's not just about the shade, is because it's very easy to overline with it. It's got the right amount of pigmentation and glide. It's easy to fill in your lips too, if you're someone who likes to do that. It lasts a long time. It doesn't make my lips feel dry. There's a reason why this formula is so popular and why it remains a bestseller. Now, I reach for different types of lip products on a day-to-day basis, different formulations, different shades, but most consistently when I'm going places to events, for occasions, things like that, I reach for Charlotte Tilbury's Kissing formula, the creamy moisturizing formula of lipstick, probably the most. I really like the shades. I know all of these look somewhat similar, but the tones are a little bit different. I love a good peachy pink neutral or pinky peach neutral, however you want to refer to it. This was Dance Floor Princess. This is JK Magic. This is Bitch Perfect, which is the peachiest of them all. And this is In Love with Olivia, which is a little bit deeper, more of a medium tone and more saturated. So I'll just let you see these really quickly, and they all pair perfectly with Icon Baby lip liner. Going back to that under eye routine video, I also talked about eye prep and how I do it, what I do it with. I gave you some suggestions. One of my most used day-to-day products for under eye prep is Tula 24/7 Power Swipe, what's the whole name, hydrating day and night treatment eye balm. This has peptides, hyaluronic acid, squalane, caffeine, and other really nice ingredients. Hydrate, firm, help with puffiness, and reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles. But not only that, what I use it for is to help reinforce the hydration that I applied in my skincare routine. So after my skincare, my sunscreen, everything has sunk in for several minutes, usually 15 to 20. This is one of the first steps that I do at my makeup table. I just swipe a little bit under my eyes and blend out the edges, and it just helps revive some of that hydration that may have sunk in. And it also sort of acts as a primer under my eyes so that my corrector and concealer applies and wears really nicely throughout the day. And it gives me some extra beneficial ingredients in the process. And this stick has so much in it. Let me just open it again. That is going to last forever. I mean, a little bit swipes on, but this is giving you a lot of bang for your buck. There are certain beauty staples that will probably always be in these beauty staples videos because I just consistently use them over and over, and I know know there are new people watching and maybe never saw the other videos. Tatcha, the rice wash, is one of those products. This, no matter how many cleansers I'm rotating or testing out, always remains in my rotation, whether it's at my sink or in my shower. It's a luxurious, creamy, foaming cleanser that cleanses effectively without stripping. It's actually designed for dry skin, but I have combination skin that gets oily, shiny in the center. It works beautifully for my skin type. It has a pH neutral amino acid rich base, so it's effective and gentle, and it just always leaves my skin feeling soft, fresh, and never dry or stripped. It contains Japanese rice powder, red algae, and hyaluronic acid to soften, moisturize, plump, and boost luminosity. And I just love the way this makes my skin feel, and it always just, I think, helps keep it clear because of how it softens and cleanses effectively yet gently. This is one of those products that I think is absolutely worth the splurge. It has been for me anyway, and it just stays in my routine. Every time I do my hair wavy, now I don't think this is a good example of a wavy hair day. I've been out in the humidity and the wind today, and it did affect my hair, but every time I do my hair like this or have a wavy hair day, somebody asks me how I do it or if I can do a tutorial, and this is what I use to get it. It's the Amika High Tide Deep Wave Hair Crimper. Now there is a jumbo version I will source as well, but I just have the regular version. It has 3 tourmaline ceramic barrels that are made to give you just kind of tousled beachy waves. And there's something about the temperature of it that allows me to not have to hold the crimp for too long. The wave stays for me. It just works really well for my hair, and all you do is just hold it, let it go, hold it, let it go. I do my hair in sections. It's the easiest thing. It's a great tool to have if you're someone like me who lives in a high humidity area and you don't have naturally straight hair, or you frizz up in humidity, but you want something other than curls. So this is the tool that I use every time I get waves. Another Amika product that I use for humidity every single day is the Shield Anti-Humidity Spray. This is going to show up in my haul because I am nearly out. I'm a little scared I'm going to run out before it gets here from my haul, but I have to mention it in this video because of how much I use it. It's for all hair types, all textures. It's a very lightweight spray. It's nothing that weighs your hair down. I spray it on my damp hair before I put on the rest of my styling products, and it protects your hair from humidity for up to, I think it's 24 hours, for up to 24 hours, and from heat styling up to 450 degrees, and it helps fight frizz. And there's an ingredient in here, I can't remember what it is offhand, that has some vitamins and I think fatty acids in it. So it's supposed to be doing good things for your hair too, but I notice a difference with my hair if I don't use this spray. There was a period of time I thought it was discontinued and I was freaking out because I think this is a great time to save some money on hair tools that don't go on sale very frequently. I also want to mention my GHD Platinum Styler. This is a small flat iron that I use every single day, even when I'm not doing my hair straight, because I have little kinks right around my hairline. My hair is not naturally straight. I always need to iron something out, and I just love GHD stylers in general. And I like the fact that this heats up in, I swear, 20 seconds. I think they say 30, but it's faster than that. And they preset their straighteners to 365 degrees, which is supposed to be the optimum temperature for being effective without damage. And what I think is pretty neat is that they have this predictive technology in the plates that monitors the heat, what do they say, 250 times per second across the plate, and recognizes the thickness of your hair and the speed that you're styling, and it adjusts itself accordingly. So what I notice, the first couple of swipes aren't as effective as the rest because it's figuring out how fast I'm styling my hair and adjusting itself. And after that, it is good to go. It's very interesting, but it's just an effective styler, flat iron, whatever you want to call it, that I use the crap out of. I use it all the time and they last. This brand in general, just very high quality. Living Proof Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo is my favorite dry shampoo, hands down. I mean, I've talked about it in I feel like hundreds of videos at this point. It doesn't necessarily perform the same as other dry shampoos, which is why I think a lot of people think it doesn't work. It doesn't leave a gray or white cast or kind of a chalky feel on your hair, which is what a lot of people associate with dry shampoos. And so when dry shampoos don't do that, people think they're not working. So this is a dry shampoo that balances and conditions your scalp and the ends of your hair, and it leaves your hair soft and shiny with no visible residue and no texture, while it eliminates dirt, oil, sweat, and odor. It's very different, but you have to use it the right way, whether you use it proactively the way I do many times, or you use it the traditional way on second day, third day hair. You always want to spray it at your roots and let it sit a good solid minute before you zhuzh it through and brush it through your hair. A lot of people don't let it sit for the right amount of time, and it's not going to work properly no matter what dry shampoo you use. If I'm using it proactively, and that just means I have washed my hair at night, my hair is clean, I've dried it, and to prevent oil buildup so that I can go longer during the day, I'm just spraying a tiny bit at my roots at night because my hair is fine. A lot of times I will be oily very early the next day if I don't do that, and proactively spraying dry shampoo at night helps prevent that from happening. That's just a tip. I love this dry shampoo. I think it's fantastic. I like the original one too. This one just works a little bit better, and it doesn't have that same white cast. I recommend different types of fragrances in the spring sale versus the fall sale. I go for more springy, summery types of fragrances in this one. I mean, it just makes sense. This has been one of my most recommended fragrances for this spring sale for a long time now. This is Replica Beach Walk. This is my second bottle. I love this for a summer beachy fragrance that doesn't smell like copper tone. The description on the bottle is sun-kissed, salty skin. That is what it gives. Summer days on sandy beaches is another description I've seen. I'll have the notes for each of these fragrances here on the screen, but if you're looking for a beachy scent that is just kind of a no-brainer, it smells very beachy but not your typical beachy, this is a really nice one. I have a few that I want to grab during my haul to check out, but this has been a staple for me for a long time. Now, I'll be sharing a few other favorite fragrances I wear a lot and other products I wear and use regularly in my Sephora bestsellers worth your money video, so look out for that video coming very shortly. But this is Clean Reserve Skin. This is a scent that was in my life years ago. I went through a couple of bottles of it, and when I ran out of my last one, I decided I wasn't going to repurchase it until I ran out of other perfumes, but I just couldn't live without it. I absolutely love it. This isn't necessarily a spring or summer fragrance. It's really good year-round. It's a really great everyday perfume that I think fits really nicely in this video. So it says it's inspired by the feeling of a warm embrace. Creamy Madagascar vanilla offers a soft and subtle sweetness to the cozy, close to the skin musk, creating the perfect everyday perfume. Now, I recommended in my recent March favorites video a fragrance, Rosie by Rosie Jane. I thought I brought that up here, but I guess I didn't, that I recently discovered that sort of reminded me of this in kind of a different way. It has musk, sweet rose, and vanilla. So it's another comforting, perfect everyday scent, but in a slightly different way. I've been reaching for that a lot too. It's described as a warm and sheer scent inspired by naked skin. It feels like sleeping in your birthday suit. And it, like this, is just comforting, clean, and calm. I love fragrances like this for every day. My next Sephora focused video will be new beauty releases that I have been really loving that you may want to grab while they're on sale, followed by my Sephora bestsellers that are worth your money, and then I'll be sharing my haul. So stay tuned for those. Subscribe if you're not. I'd love to have you back here on a regular basis. I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And if you want to see some beauty and lifestyle products, including some TV shows and movies that I loved in February and March, be sure to check out this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.